Right. So I'm going to bring up my friend, Dr. Paul Adoyi. Dr. Paul, thank you very much for joining us. I hope we're going to have a yeah. I hope we're going to have voice. I mean, let's have video. Okay. So I think we have video. So give me one moment to bring you up properly. Oh, there. Where is somehow I think sometimes I don't know how to use this thing very well. Dr. Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and I believe our guests can
Uh,
also.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes. Thank you
Of
also
course,
for
I don't have power, but then I was able to improvise. At least you'll be able to see my face.
okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right. So
Thank
Dr.
you.
Paul Adoyi is the Chief Executive Officer of Farmergiant Nigeria. I'm trying to, I don't know why this thing is really messing up. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Farmergiant Nigeria. Excuse me. I don't know why this thing is giving me trouble here. His Farmergiant Nigeria is involved. They are an agricultural company. They are involved in the making of agricultural implements. They also do they also they're into poultry. Dr. Paul is a veterinary medicine a person, and so he knows everything agric. And he's here not because of agric, but because of something else entirely. He's here because of Peter Obi. Dr. Paul, please let me sort this thing out. I need to sort it out. I do not know why I'm not getting this particular view. I don't know where it is coming from. But thank you very much for joining our broadcast. We really appreciate your coming on. So, Dr. Paul is here today actually because of some things he has been posting to social media, to Facebook. So, the day Peter Obi announced that he has, ported or he has gone to NDC, Dr. Paul said he has also moved he has also left ADC and he has gone to NDC. In fact, he was telling me privately that he's likely also to run for office and to support Peter Obi. So, Dr. Paul, while I sort this issue out, please can you just first of all tell us a little about Farmer Giant, and then we'll go into politics.
Okay, thank you, my brother Deji. You have been a massive support to me, right from Zaria, where you used to give me monthly stipend from the.
Oh, Dr. Paul, you have put
I
me on the
think
spot.
you even put me on, yes, monthly allowances, and it was very helpful. I can remember even the food you used to bring in those days. And as you said in your podcast just now, you see, there's what we call necessary losses. I have a book called Necessary Losses. Many a time, God allow us to suffer some losses so that we will be able to gain something eternal. And
Mm,
recently, my pastor, I'm talking about my own personal pastor. He was able to give me
yeah.
a place in the Bible. I think that should be Psalm 118, verse 5, where he says, I was in distress. I prayed to you in my distress. And then you take me
Mm,
to a broad place. Yes, that is exactly how he put
yes.
it. He said, I pray to you, I call on the name of the Lord in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a broad place. Many a time when God
Mm,
places us in a place of challenges, He's actually
mm,
trying to put us into taking us to a broad place.
right.
I remember also, I don't know if you have Swindle, Charles Swindle,
Yeah.
3 steps forward, 2 steps backward. I can never forget that book.
Yes.
And I always tell my wife about it. I think the Christian work is actually 3 steps forward, 2 steps backward. At each point in time, you're actually making 1 step ahead. But it might seem as if you are not making progress. That has been my life, and that has been your life, and that has been the life of every other person, whether you are a Christian or you're not a Christian. That is how our eternal Father, that's how He designed the world to be. In creation, He continued to create us by incubating us, and that incubation might not be very sweet. Now, I don't know, you want me to speak about Farmergiant, but then I'm not speaking on things that I felt are even
Yes,
more
please. Just
eternal.
tell us a little about Farmergiant
Yes,
and
but
possibly how people can even patronize you.
okay. Farmergiant is an agricultural company. We look at ourselves as we are referred to as the foremost agricultural consulting firm in Nigeria. So we are more of a consulting firm. But we look at ourselves as a major manufacturer of poultry, hatchery incubators. We manufacture Marywhite Incubators that can compete with any brand globally. And we have brought in a lot of innovation to position our product to the Nigerian situation. Our machine, apart from every other, unlike every other machine all over the world, can function without constant electricity. With just very little power, you can use other forms of heating, and then our machine can give you the same result any other machine from the Western world can give you. So we are the major manufacturer of, we are the sole manufacturer of Marywhite Incubators, and it's doing well all over Nigeria. We're exporting same to Central Africa, West Africa, and then not even Niger, Chad, and all that. So
Okay.
we're competing favorably with every other product. So,
Mm.
anybody who can go to farmergiant.ng, and then he will see our other products there. So, having said, I think that
Yes.
is all I can say about my
And
product.
yes, and Farmergiant is also a foremost Nigerian company. I remember I came for your Oktoberfest celebration and you put up this flag of Nigeria, saying Nigeria can be less import dependent, we can be more productive, we can provide jobs for people. I know one thing about you, you won't rest until you have paid your workers their salaries. Yeah, my workers' salaries is complete this month. So
Mm.
that's another thing. I don't know whether you want to talk about that, then we'll go into Peter
Ye-
Obi.
Yeah, Nigeria is a very challenging environment, but I can tell you that the challenge in Nigeria is making us better. So, apart from the fact that every business is established to make profit, we see ourselves as solution providers, and not just in the product
Mm,
we put in the market, but also in the people we employ. We
okay.
felt we are there also. The company is also there to serve the people as the people serve the company. So their welfare,
Mm,
their their well-being is foremost in our hearts. We look at it that the company is like the mother, and every staff is like a child. God have given us custody of these persons. So we try to make sure that their welfare is perfect and their well-being is protected. Thank you.
mm. All right. So let's just go straight to the Peter Obi thing. So we are all conversant with what is happening. Peter Obi came third, a close third in the last election. That was the same year that I was ordained to ministry, and it was a few months after I was ordained that I went to. I mean, sorry, a few months after the election that I went to Rivers State, and I saw what happened in Rivers State. In fact, the people of Rivers State were bitter towards some Wiki, because they were actually rigged. They were robbed in that state. The state voted Peter Obi en masse, but Wiki ensured that the APC won that state. Now Peter Obi came a distant third, and people kept on saying that if he had not found a way, I mean, if he had found a way to team up with Atiku, perhaps they would have been able to defeat um Tinubu. Now the same thing is happening. Peter Obi has left the ADC. He has gone to NDC. The question to you really is this: what are his chances of becoming president of Nigeria in 2027?
Okay, it is our belief, and I'm sure if we are given the opportunity to verify, it will show that P2B won election landslide. Because for P2B have won Lagos, won Rivers
Yes,
landslide, won
yes,
Abuja. In history of Nigeria, it
yes.
is impossible that if you lose to win presidential election, if you lose Lagos, lose River, and lose Kano, to be able to win the presidential election. But the sitting government lost these three states. Where they have incumbents, even in Lagos, they lost it, and many other states. And they ensured that he was placed as distant third. It's very unfortunate, but
Mm,
we're not going into that one now. Now, what are the chances? The chances
yes.
is this. The structure of corruption Peter Obi has been emphasizing was what enthroned the present government. And we
Mm,
can literally say that Wike gave this government the presidency, so to speak. Now,
mm,
they can't have that in Rivers again. We are very sure of that. And Kwankwaso have almost the same kind of followership that Buhari had, that made APC to bring
mm,
Buhari into, into coalition. He had that sway
mm.
in Castina, in Kano, and then even in Jigawa. We are believing that with Kwankwaso working with Peter, P2B is going to have southeast, is going to have south, particularly south. He will certainly have south, and he will have Lagos, and he will have
Yeah.
Kano, and he will have Castina. Recently, you will see persons
Okay.
throwing stone at APC. So it shows that even the
Yeah.
North are not ready to follow APC anymore. With that, I'm very confident that the same people that will protect their vote will certainly protect it now, and P2B will certainly win.
Okay. Do you think Kwankwaso can deputize Peter Obi?
Kwankwaso have already said it. He said that if he knew that P2B can win 6 million, he would have accepted to deputize P2B. And he have seen that.
Oh,
And
okay.
we saw that in his action, moving to ADC with P2B. And those two persons are not desperate. Kwankwaso
Mm,
had a president that when he was the governor of Kano State, in a different party, he left Kano to meet with Fashola to learn how are you cleaning the state. How are you able to
mm,
run public uh, private partnership? Let me learn it from you. And he studied that and took it to Kanu and was able to use it in their sanitation, use it in several other aspects. Kwankwaso is someone that we can see that have the heart. Not only Kwankwaso, more than three governors of past three governors of Kano State have shown signs that they have the heart of the people. They want to work for the people. They want to work for the state. So Kwankwaso have the same traits like P2B.
mm.
So it's not the desperation to become the presidency. You can't see that in
Okay.
Kwankwaso. It's this
Okay.
decade
Now,
in mind. What you can see in Kwankwaso is the rescue of Nigeria because Nigeria is on the precipice.
yeah, it is. It is. But Dr. Paul, there's also another thing some people have raised, which is very, very important, and that is that this incumbent president has succeeded in capturing quite a number of states in this country. Not capturing states like that, but I mean capturing the state. You know, the instruments of states, the institutions, and the foundational institutions of state, the police, the judiciary, particularly. You know, um, unfortunately, Nigeria has not succeeded in ensuring that it is should not be the executive that will choose INEC chairman, but he has put somebody there now that appears to him. You know, at the onset of his government, there were 12 PDP states. Now there are just six. Six of them have gone over to the APC. You know, how do you? I mean, don't you think it looks impossible that anybody can win Tinubu?
Sincerely, it look very impossible.
Mm,
But of course, impossible is nothing, especially that
mm,
Peter Obi and Kwankwaso are coming to NDC that was just registered in February this year,
mm,
that had no
mm,
structure, what Peter Obi often refer to as structure of corruption.
mm,
They don't have any structure at all. But now, their structure is the people. We will know that, is it Mubarak now, who was the president of Egypt, ruled Egypt
yes.
for 32 years. When the people
Mm,
said enough is enough, even though the
yes.
corruption and inefficiency is not the type we have in Nigeria, it came to an end.
Mm,
We can also look at other states, other states in
mm,
Africa. When the people said that even Sudan, I'm talking about
mm,
northern Sudan,
yes.
where El Bashir holds sway, and it was like an impossible task to ever remove him, being the strongest man. And the corruption is
And the
not as
corruption
deep
is not as deep
as
Yeah.
the one we have in
the one we
Nigeria.
have in Nigeria.
But the
Mm,
moment the
But the
people
moment
said
the
no,
people said
we
no,
even have
we
the
even have
president
the
in
president in
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
When the
When
military
the
were
military
holding
were holding
sway,
sway,
the light of
the
the
light
Nadeko and
of
the
the
rest, they
Nadeko
said
and the rest, they
enough is
said
enough,
enough
and
is
it came
enough,
to an
and
end.
it came to an end. Mm.
We can remember
We can
Abacha in
remember Abacha
1998
in
when
1998
Abacha
when
said
Yes.
whom the
Abacha
cap
said whom
fits,
the cap
and
fits, and all
what do they
the
call it,
what do they call it
political parties
political parties
were
Yes.
adopting
were
him as their
adopting him as
president.
Yes. their
When the
president.
people of
Exactly. When the
Nigeria
people
say
of
enough
Nigeria
is
say
enough,
enough is enough,
did we not come
did we
out of
not
that
come
clutch
out
of
of that clutch of
Abacha?
Abacha? God delivered us.
Did
Yeah.
Obasanjo
Did
not say
Obasanjo
that
not say
that
that
PDP will
PDP
rule
will rule
Nigeria for 60
Nigeria for
years?
60 years? Yes.
Did another party
Did
not
another
come
party
and
not
take over
come
from
and
them?
take over from them? Yeah. There's nothing that is not. Yeah.
So
I
nothing
agree.
is
So
impossible in
God
Nigeria.
is very
Nothing
kind
is
to us in
possible.
this Nothing is country. Possible. Yes. Please let's watch
Thank
this
you.
skit. Thank you. And then we would round off with Dr. Paul. Just I was supposed to play it before he started, but I just remember now.
Collabo, where the round they go?
I dey go HC party meeting for this compound.
Party where Peter Obi don't resign, come on, now you won't go.
You mean am? Which day? Today? Which party you join now?
NDC.
NDC. Where dem dey do their meeting? The other compound, abi?
Maybe.
I don't know whether you got the joke. Were you able to
Yes,
hear
darling.
anything? So the
Yes,
whole
I do.
idea, yes, the whole idea was that he says that Peter Obi has left the ADC. Where he can't do now? Say the NDC. He's going to join.
Mm,
There was this
exactly.
guy Aremu Afolayan on. I don't know whether you know him. He's one of the younger brothers of the Afolayans. He's Kunle Afolayan. His younger brother Aremu Afolayan. The guy came out. He was just saying some things recently, and I think he was saying some things positively about the Tinubu government. And then the next thing, people came out. They started lambasting him. They started insulting him. They said they are not going to buy his cars again because he sells cars.
Mm.
The guy had to come out and he knelt down. He was pleading. He said, "Look, I'm not endorsing Tinubu. Abego. This is somebody in Lagos. I'm not endorsing Tinubu." So when I saw that video, I said, it appears that in spite of the fact that this guy might have even captured state governors, structure of the state, this guy could suffer losses because people are tired. People are tired of his government. Let's have a closing remark from you, Dr. Paul, and then we'll conclude our discussion.
Okay, you can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So when, in 1998, when Abacha died, there was something that echoes throughout the whole Nigeria. They were
Mm,
saying, God is in Nigerian. God is in
mm,
Nigeria. I was in Zaria then. Now, we are not wishing anybody to die. No.
mm,
As a matter of fact, Tinubu is a very intelligent man. I will give that to him.
mm,
But now, he's behaving like the dictators he fought.
mm,
The dictators that Nadeko fought. The dictators that the western part of Nigeria, have used journalism, activism to fight.
Yeah.
Why is he trying to create a one-party state? It will not be to his interest. So he have registered his name as a president. I think the best thing he would have done is to give us a good election that is free and fair, and then hand over honorably, like Jonathan hand over to P2B, because in his mind he knows the only thing he accused P2B is that P2B is a trader, and P2B has gone everywhere to say that he's a trader. Was Buhari not an ex-military man, and Buhari said he's a farmer? There's nothing wrong with any profession, anybody's profession. So I'm sure that the government of the day knows that P2B is the only light we are seeing as of this moment. We're not saying he's a saint, but with his utterances, with his body language, and the rest, I think that the OK movement, which is Obi and Kwankwaso, are here to make Nigeria okay.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. Paul. I hope one of these days we'll be able to have you back again, perhaps to come and talk to us about Farmergiant proper. What we discussed yesterday, I will still call you to know when I can visit you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, bye-bye. All right, so we have actually been speaking with Dr. Paul Adoyi, the CEO of Farmergiant Nigeria, and he's been our guest, been talking to us about Peter Obi. I have something here that I want to share with us, and just permit me to play it. It is the 24th of September, 1967. The city of Enugu is under siege with continual bombardment from Nigerian soldiers. It appears that the Nigerian civil war will soon be over. 4 men have been tried by the Court of Justice in Biafra, and they have been sentenced to death for allegedly trying to overthrow the government of Colonel Emeka Ojukwu. The 4 of them are marched out for the firing squad, and the executioner calls out, "Fire!" The soldiers aim at all 4 men. After the first round of shooting, 3 of the men are dead, but 1 man is still alive. This man calls out defiantly to his executioners, "I am not dead yet." The leader of the executioners gives a signal for another round of shooting. It takes 3 rounds of brutal aiming at this man's body to silence his protest. The man's name is Victor Banjo. All right, so that's the documentary that we published on our Text and Publishing History. If you have not watched it, it's a documentary on Victor Banjo. I would like to encourage you to find the time to go and watch it. I do not know what has happened to my facility. It's just giving me all kind of trouble, you know. But I want to thank all those who have hung on with us and been with us throughout our broadcast today. And we have spoken about the Waziri family, you know, and I said that, look, what has happened to them is all within the will of God. There's no reason why they should be let down. They should be encouraged. The Lord has blessed them greatly. And then we had Dr. Paul come to speak to us about Farmergiant, and also about the positivity, the possibility of Peter Obi even becoming president of Nigeria in 2027. And I concluded our broadcast with the video on Victor Banjo. This is Text and Publishing Religion. Here we talk about life issues. We talk about how religion can affect our lives positively. But on that channel, we talk history. So please find time, just put in Text and Publishing, all the texts together on YouTube, and you will see our videos. Watch them. Please share our videos with people who are interested in history, and I'm sure it's going to benefit them. By the grace of God, we'll be back again, Text and Publishing Religion, on Thursday. Before Thursday, by the grace of God, we are hoping to have published Akintola. We're hoping to have Akintola out on Text and Publishing History. So please watch out for it. But before Akintola comes out, we've done 5 series on Obafemi Awolowo. We did one video on Victor Banjo. We did 1 video on Ahmadu Bello. We did one video on Iransi, and we've done one video on Kaduna in Zelgu. Next week, by God's grace, we should have Akintola out. I want to thank you very much for joining our broadcast. My name is Deji Yesufu. I pastor Providence Reformed Baptist Church, Ibadan. Our local churches in the university, the very campus, the University of Ibadan. If you want to get to know more about what we do, please send me an email at ninjareformed@gmail.com. Thank you for hanging out there, and have a blessed night.